Okay, so today I just want to do a little talk about meditation. So meditation, most people have heard of it. Some people have attempted it or practiced it, and some people actually practice it very often. For me, it's something that I started pretty recently. I've been doing it consistently for about 6 months now, and I'm really seeing some positive benefits. So I just wanted to make a video and go over some of those positive benefits, and at the same time maybe just describe what meditation is a little bit to anyone out there who might not be informed on the topic. So what is meditation? For me, meditation is mindfulness training. It might not be the same for everyone, but that's more or less what it boils down to for me. And what is that a fancy word for saying? Well, living in the moment. The act of training to live in the moment. So, a good way I heard the human mind being described by metaphor is by thinking of the mind as a clear blue sky. It's something that we all have, and something that we also all have are clouds. Sometimes the clouds are light and fluffy, sometimes the clouds are dark and gloomy. And that's a good metaphor for the different thoughts that pop up. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're angry, sometimes they're anxious, etc., etc. So my thoughts on the practice of meditation is to really get a hold of those thoughts, and not to control those thoughts necessarily, but more to get to a point where those thoughts can come and go and not affect us on any deep level. Because that's really the problem. We all have the sky, we all have the clouds. It's our choice whether or not we get caught up in those thoughts and we follow them down the rabbit hole, and then we're sitting there for the next hour thinking about this presentation we have coming up in a week, or the fact that we got dumped last month, or whatever the case may be. If we're getting caught up in those thoughts, then we're not living in the moment. We're not experiencing what we are actually experiencing. And that's taking away from our lives. That's taking away from our ability to grow and learn and really appreciate what's happening to us right now. Because that's where we are. We're never in 1 week's time. We're never in 2 months ago. We are always, every second of our lives, right now. This is where we are. And this is where we're going to stay. So the sooner we're able to, and the more effectively we're able to live in this moment and experience things as they're happening right now, the better and more enriching our lives will become. So with the basics and the general philosophy of meditation being covered, I just wanted to get into a bit more of a focused topic, which is I'd say it's the main benefit that I've noticed in my life. Something that it's been very tangible for me. And that is, I'd sum it up by saying, a mind over body control. So as I mentioned, I've been doing this for a few months now. I have been noticing some great effects. Obviously, some days you can't be bothered. Some days you can. Regardless of those feelings, I've made a point to myself to sit and do it anyway. With that has come some benefits, as I mentioned. So the most immediate effect that I've found is it's a kind of strange feeling. It's an effect. Obviously, the effect that I'm talking about is an effect that I'm having on the rest of my life, not the effect while I'm meditating, which is obviously the goal. You want to breed that meditation skill, or that muscle that you're working out, and you want that to be able to apply to the rest of your life. But the thing that I've been noticing is an ability to just, it's almost like an out-of-body experience, but not. I'm still very much in my body. But as I'm getting up to do something hard or something that I can't be bothered for, I use gym as an example. Some days, if you've been going all week, your body's sore, your energy levels are low, your motivation is low, and you really just can't be bothered all round. At previous times in my life, if I would have experienced feelings like that, I would have easily let those little thoughts creep up, as they do. You don't, no matter how much meditation you do, have control over those thoughts. Those thoughts are going to come and go no matter what. It's our choice whether or not we get lost in them or not. So as I'm feeling this way, I have these little doubting thoughts popping into my head. Hey, hey, you can't be bothered. You come in and be fucked for gym. Your back's sore, your shoulder, you might injure yourself. You're probably better off sleeping. You only slept 5 hours last night. All these little creeping, little niggling thoughts popping into your head. And at previous times in my life, I would let those kind of say, maybe actually my shoulder's feeling a little bit rough. Maybe I take the day off. I only slept a little bit last night. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I will let that stop me. And what I've noticed from this meditation and this practice that I've been doing the last few months is really a kind of an autopilot mode that my body goes on. So as I'm getting up, I know it's time for the gym, time for training Muay Thai, or whatever it is that day, and I'm getting up and I'm moving. I'm putting on my clothes. I'm changing, and the whole time these thoughts are popping into my head, and they're standing there. They're saying, "Hey, listen, look at me," trying to get validation. And as they're there, my body is just moving through the motions, doing what it knows it needs to do, putting on my clothes, packing my bag, getting on my bike, riding to the location, and starting my warm-up and starting the training, whatever it may be. And that's something that obviously everyone will be able to relate to that. Some days you conquer that and some days you don't. And I completely understand that. Maybe some people are able to conquer that very easily by themselves all the time. But for me personally, I've noticed some resistance in that in my life. And as I've been meditating, I've noticed that resistance just getting less and less. And it's something that I've really been appreciative for. So the next step for me is to try and put some logic to that. For me, I always try and search for a rational or logical explanation. And when I'm saying things like this, whether they're good or bad, I like to try and put a logical explanation to it. So the meditation is something that I'm doing every day. It's something that I'm doing regardless whether I want to or whether I don't want to, whether I can be bothered, whether I can't be bothered. And it's something that is building not only in the practice itself, which I'm learning to deal and let my thoughts pass, come and go as they do, and not get too caught up in them, but it's also something that I'm doing. I'm exercising a discipline in my days and in my weeks and in my months. It's something that is there, and it is always there, and it's happening at least once every single day without fail. And for me, I get a lot of power from that, even subconsciously. As I only came to think about it in this way pretty recently, but it's still something that's been having a positive effect for much longer than that. And that is, I think, because of it's almost like a rock. Meditation is somehow become a rock in my life, a rock of dedication, and just an act of something that's not particularly easy, but I do it every single day. And no matter what happens, I'm doing that one thing every single day. Doesn't matter where in the world I am, doesn't matter what activities I have surrounding me, what type of noises, what type of distractions. I'm doing that, and that's what I'm doing. So with that little rock, that little 5 minutes, that 10 minutes, sometimes I've been practicing for 20 minutes meditation, and then sometimes it gets too much, and for the next few days I'll do 15 minutes, or even 10 minutes, if I'm really feeling the struggle. But the point is, I won't let myself stop. And that little commitment that I have to myself then bleeds out into the other aspects, the other activities in my life, whether it be work, whether it be training, whether it be sitting and doing numbers, accounting, anything that what it might be. It can bleed out into those areas in life because it is something that you are practicing on a very consistent basis. And I definitely feel a great benefit from that. And it's something that I would recommend to a lot of people, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. I just definitely see the way that this could pan out in the rest of my life. As I mentioned, I've only been doing this for a few months, and I definitely see some positive effects already. And I'm sure I'll make some other videos in the future as well, because I'm at the very beginning of this journey, and I expect it to get a lot more interesting, a lot more intricate, and I expect to experience a lot bigger or more profound effects in the future. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. I just thought I'd share that with you guys today, and yeah, I will keep you posted in the future about meditation and how my journey is going, and if there is anything else very notable that I could touch on.